A lot is being done that is unknown to us as the public, because they track robberies, they track murders, they track traffic offenses, and they really go to the detail and actually end up, successfully prosecuting some of these cases.
Police should have a standard plan for construction of buildings.
Maybe there is selective giving of evidence to selected individuals and to selected cases. So I want to find out how the Uganda Police Force is going to handle that, because for us as Parliament, we are willing to provide all the necessary assistance.
The IGP was telling us that some of this land has been taken over. You can see US is having part. You can see there is Oscar Industries also having part. We have UNAFRI, which has even taken on the houses which were given to them when they first came here.
As Parliament, we need this land to be recovered. The police officers, the permanent secretary, and the minister should make sure that the land leased to these born people, let them bring it back.
Well, as we continue to talk politics, we'll be talking to Timothy, and he'll be bringing us some insights about the Democratic Party. Looking forward to that conversation. But meanwhile, talking about the DP, Uganda's oldest political party, the Democratic Party, is once again facing internal divisions, with party members raising concerns about a leadership fallout and questions over the party's direction and independence. While some legislators say the crisis stems from a contested leadership process and growing internal disagreement, the party's Electoral Commission insists the differences are part of healthy political competition and that the current leadership remains legitimate.
Established about 72 years ago, the Democratic Party, Uganda's oldest political party, is once again grappling with turmoil and internal divisions that threaten its stability after decades of political experience.
Nobody knows what to do, when to do what, and how to do it, because there's no proper leadership.
Members allege that the party's top leadership, comprising the President General Norbert Mao, Deputy President Fred Mukasambi Day, and Party Secretary General Dr. Gerard Sidanda, has fallen apart, although the reasons for the fallout remain largely unclear. Bokoto Central MP Richard Sebamala says the dispute has reportedly escalated to a point where Dr. Siranda was removed as the signatory to the party's accounts.
The Vice President is in disagreement with the President. The Secretary General is silent, but in pain about what's going on in the Democratic Party.
DP members say the current troubles can be traced to the party's controversial delegates conference at which the current leadership was elected. They claim several members have never accepted the leadership as legitimate, alleging that individuals opposed to the current leadership were locked out and potential candidates were effectively prevented from participating.
What was in Mbarara was, I would say, a political cleansing. Whoever is not for us should leave the party.
The party, since then, lost direction. The members didn't give these people mandate. They didn't vote these leaders into office. They ushered themselves into the party.
Sebamala says the current fallout was predictable given the decisions made during that period.
Now, after the lion has eaten everyone, it has started eating its own children.
Political analyst Rogers Barigayomwe attributes the divisions to competing individual interests. He argues that the party may not be able to reorganize once the current leadership leaves office. But speaking for the current leadership, the DP Electoral Commission chairperson Kennedy Mutenyo says internal disagreements are healthy and strengthen political parties. He insists that Norbert Mao remains the legitimate party leader under the DP constitution.
Mao, its president, be the vice president, and Siranda, the secretary general, betrayed the party, and then they betrayed themselves later on.
All these things are happening elsewhere. The only difference is that in DP, you can stand up and even attack a leader, and you remain.
The latest dispute comes against the backdrop of growing controversy over the Democratic Party's relationship with the ruling NRM. In 2022, Mao signed a memorandum of understanding with the NRM to cooperate, a move opposed by sections of the Democratic Party who feared it would undermine the party's independence. In the recently concluded presidential elections, Mao publicly backed President Yoweri Museveni despite standing on the DP ticket. He has since been reappointed to cabinet, further fueling debate over the party's political direction and independence.
Now, the Democratic Party performed fairly well in Acholi sub-region compared to other regions with Mao's effect. In the post-election era, DP seems quiet and uncertainty surrounds its recruitment structure. We ask, what are the party plans to consolidate its base and support in post-election time?
In the 2026 general elections, what stood out was the performance of DP in Acholi sub-region, registering the first time 5 MPs and some local council positions. This was attributed to the strength of Norbert Mao as a party president. But months later, the storm seems to have gone down, no party activity and no direction, leaving many wondering what could be going on.
As you know, we never had the opportunity to form the structure even at the village level. So to coordinate our work at the village level, it is still a challenge.
We have traditional support and members are there. They understand the ideology of the party. They support the party. However, the only challenge has been from our counterparts in the NRM, who have a lot of resources and in a way they have monetized the politics.
Amidst the success, the party is constrained financially to mobilize structure and recruit new support base.
We managed to organize 24 candidates for the LC1s, but out of the 24, we have had 4 in La Peche that went through.
We are trying our level best as leaders at the grassroots, but the main challenge remains resource constraints.
DP senior member and former Secretary for International Affairs, Amasengejje, says Mao has to use his influence as the party president to impact on the region, something that needs a lot of push.
And he has an obligation as a party leader to have his base very solid. And notwithstanding the cooperation with government, we believe the party is very easy to sell because of the values that this party stands for.
Our main expectation was that he would use his presence to establish one of the strongest political parties in the land, since they actually do not have their own political party. But to our surprise, as I talk now, we don't hear anymore about Democratic Party.
Leandro says DP must recruit more young people to push the party beyond what we see now.
And we also see that there's a need of continuous engagement and communication with the party structures at the level of the ground to the district, and then at the level of the region and the national.
I think people are joining or going to Democratic Party out of option because they have run out of option.
Well, we have to get a little bit more insight into what exactly is happening at the Democratic Party. Now joining us is Timothy Chimunges, Executive Director of the Center for Policy Analysis. Timothy, welcome. Now let's do a little bit of a deep dive there in the Democratic Party. It's the oldest party in the country, but it has struggled over time with several things. What do you think is the cause of DP's strife right now?
I think that for DP, there are 3 fundamental challenges. The first, of course, is what you've highlighted around the leadership. Having the ability of, Mao being the president, the question of legitimacy is already settled, but he must stand above the petty and the small engagements. I think he has to offer leadership. There's been an election and the disgruntlement as expected, really. But the ability to be magnanimous and bring together the different voices is something that has lacked in DP. Of course, the second for me is around the personal interests vis-a-vis the party's interest. Because if you look at the top tier of the leadership of DP, you see that there are disgruntlement. There seems to be others feel that while Mao, who is the leader of the party, seems to be accessing some benefits in the cooperation with NRM, the other leaders seems not to accessing these benefits. And therefore, the disgruntlement, as you see, and part of it, of course, also could be the thinking that maybe Mao himself could have bargained for his own share and leaving out the other players. Of course, there has to be consensus, and that is something that Mao must take up to ensure that there is consensus in decision-making, and all that must cut through from the leadership and the membership at large. And lastly, from me, is around ensuring that the current cooperation with the government must trickle down in terms of benefits, in terms of members, and the leadership seeing that this cooperation is not just in paper. Are there resources? Are there benefits? Are there any other vantage position that we have beyond the ministerial position that we have that can trickle down to the leadership and the membership, which seems not to be seen today? And thus, you see that the disgruntlement. But by and large, I think that whereas the elections that the DP had, there has not been an opportunity for the party to create some level of consensus, to create a level of peace building within the party, so that even those that felt shortchanged or felt that they lost for whatever reason, they're able to feel part and parcel of this party. That opportunity has not been provided.
There's a saying that we normally use that says that the fish rots from the head. And there seems to be a great divide, especially among top leaders, according to reports. What do you think is the problem really at the top leadership space?
I think really it's around the question of opportunities arising from the current cooperation with government, where you see the Mao himself, who is the leader of the party, seems to be in a vantage position. The vice on the other side seems to feel that he should have equally gotten the same, or probably a likely opportunity like that of the party leader, and the same cuts across on all the leadership. So it's around personal interest vis-a-vis the interests of the party, and so that has to be resolved through creating some level of consensus, so that there is transparency in all these engagements with government, so that you don't have your vice feeling that you are the primary role, or you are the primary source of them not getting an opportunity in the current arrangement with government.
Let me get your opinion on something. There seems to be, in terms of political parties, small or big, there seems to be quite the divide when it comes to leadership structures, and even their top leaders actually being what looks like set aside. Now, do you think that some of these political parties, like DP, who have been here for a long time, will still remain in the next few years?
I think that DP has an opportunity. The ideological thinking and the framework around DP goes beyond an individual. And I think that DP is likely even to thrive better in the absence of Mao. And that the ideological thinking surrounding DP is something that stands out and may enable the party to go beyond the current challenges that it could be experiencing, partly because of its foundation. And therefore, the leadership today must seize the opportunity of the ideological thinking that the party, but also the benefit of the support that they enjoy in different parts of the country, to ensure that they pursue the strength of the party and mobilize in the grassroots.
Timothy Chimangas, thank you so much for your insights, always giving us a deeper dive there, especially when it comes to the political parties. I think a lot is going on with a lot of political parties. What are your thoughts?
I don't know why Lazarus coming out of the dead comes to my mind. For some reason.
You will tell us why.
Well, let's go to Parliament's Committee on Commissions. Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASI, that has issued an arrest warrant for the directors and accounting officer of the Microfinance Support Center after the top leadership snapped parliamentary sermons for a second time. Talk about bravery. The committee pinned the entity for always seeking cover in top officers to shield their rot.
The Committee on COSASI has unanimously decided to issue an arrest warrant to all directors of the government enterprise Microfinance Support Center Limited after its directors failed to appear. The chairperson based the summon on confirmation of failure to appear without remorse to the committee upon summons over the Auditor General's report.
Accordingly, this warrant is to enforce them and to ensure that they are produced before the committee this week on Friday at 2 p.m. We want to task the clerk and the police officers to follow up and secure warrants for the directors of Microfinance Support Center.
The committee's stern directive follows mounting frustration over the entity's failure to appear and respond to critical findings by the Auditor General, which highlighted a phase 2 loss of 67 billion shillings and an unrecovered loan write-off amounting to 63.57 billion shillings. Auditors further revealed that loans worth 6.5 billion shillings were backed by expired security guarantees, some outdated by as much as 9 years. Committee leaders noted that accounting officers and directors appear to be attempting to hide behind administrative confusion to evade scrutiny.
If we realize that they make subsequent attempts as usual to try and hide under any office, I will lead this committee. If it is the Speaker of Parliament, I will lead this committee. We shall halt our activities and go as a committee to the office of the Speaker.
Members of Parliament expressed outrage over the repeated absence, questioning both the financial management and governance of the entity, including how Executive Director John Peter Mujuni was appointed and the circumstances under which multi-billion loan write-offs were sanctioned.
We send them a summon today evening, and tomorrow morning we forward the warrant of arrest.
Must use the rules that we used yesterday to get Uganda Airlines to reply. I can see the letter you read, they will be coming on Thursday. These are not exceptional. They must also be subjected to the same treatment.
The beneficiaries are also not known. The collateral is missing according to the Auditor General's report. It means that the money was given to ghosts.
Moving a motion under special committee powers, lawmakers noted that Microfinance Support Centre's refusal to attend amounted to direct defiance of Parliament.
More to come, brought to you by
Global Paint! How? For the seating. For us, we use Global Mat.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ku NCBA Bank, Chigwa Kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank, go for it.
Haj Lutale reappoints legal team in a treason trial. Where is this going? We will follow it wherever it goes. That story is coming in a few. Now we are into those days where a gentleman needs either a striped suit, and I'm talking pinstripe, or registration on MTN TV. You cannot be without one of the two.
Garlic, turmeric, real spice inside.
Who made this stew? Papa's the flavor boss.
Royco, flavor boss, Royco, flavor boss, Royco, flavor boss.
Uganda Warigi has been part of our biggest moments. One spirit, one pride, one UG. Is that a UG?
Yes, it is.
Is that a UG?
Yes, it is.
Well, if it's UG, let's go cheer. Uganda Warigi, the spirit that binds us.
Hello, Mr. Mkasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
That is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the salary went a bit high.
Why?
Because the paint we use is of good quality. So the place gained the value.
Which paint?
Global paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use Global Mat. And for the inside walls, we use Global Silk Vinyl.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use Global Weather Coat Emulsion so that the walls don't peel.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount and the place becomes humidity.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
You need a bigger space to grow your business.
You need more equipment to meet demand.
You need to make sure everyone gets paid on time.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Have some business banking.
You wanna make tasty food and sales. You wanna do that doesn't steal. Candaling one no ya nai. Sika de buto one nai. Nailo akro ya sika. Sika de buto one nai. Candaling one no ya nai.
Cook better, sell better with modern healthy cholesterol-free cooking oil and modern non-sticky wheat flour. Modern Yenyabo.
If whiskey could talk, Johnny Walker Black Label would sing. With notes that only come with 12 years in a barrel. Sweet, smooth toffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lomé, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
Welcome back to NBS Live at 9. And let's get back into the stories. And we're talking Haj Obed Lutale Kamlegea, one of the co-accused in the treason trial of Kizza Besigye, has reappointed a legal team after recently appearing in court without representation. The four-member legal team, which includes his daughter, Mariam Lutale, took to the bar for the very first time since the withdrawal of the initial team. Lutale earlier watched on as key witness, and Wilson presented more video and audio evidence in court.
The High Court in Kampala sat again to watch audio and video evidence presented by key witnesses Andrew Wilson. Only 45 minutes of a 2-hour and 20-minute audio recording by the British-American witness was played in the court on Monday. As the proceedings continued, new faces and some familiar ones appeared at the bar, spelling an end to Lutale's lack of legal representation.
This matter before.
Several legal firms representing both Besigye and Lutale had previously withdrawn from the case, which left Lutale on his own, while his other co-accused Dennis Ola had agreed to have state-appointed lawyers represent him. The new team comprises Chizito Farouk Kamlegea, who was previously part of the old joint team, Lutale's daughter, Mariam Lutale, Wilson Kato, and Silas Ogul. Bayan Turinawe, who was also part of Besigye's legal team, also appeared at the bar despite not being on the authorization list. This was later harmonized. In court, another video lasting about 50 minutes was played featuring a person the witnesses identified as Besigye sitting across from another individual and having a conversation that was largely inaudible. court was adjourned to Wednesday, August 26th, with another 2-hour and 49-minute audio clip lined up for presentation.
Very interesting. Still in court, the Butambala Chief Magistrate's Court has restricted us, the media, from covering the proceedings in the case against former Butambala Member of Parliament Mwanga Chivumbi Mohammed, citing the need to protect witnesses and to ensure orderly proceedings. The defense and opposition have challenged the decision, arguing it undermines the constitutional principle of public trials and does limit public access to justice. The court has also barred defense lawyers from discussing the case out in the public.
The Butambala Chief Magistrate's Court has granted an August 14, 2025 application by the state prosecution to restrict media coverage of proceedings in the case involving former Butambala MP Mwanga Chivumbi, who is facing charges of inciting violence and managing an unlawful society.
Live streaming from inside the courtroom is prohibited.
The court has barred journalists from taking photographs, making audio recordings or providing live coverage of the proceedings. Butambala Grade 1 Magistrate Amina Wahab also directed the court would determine who is allowed into the courtroom, what can be recorded and when. The prosecution cited national security concerns and the possibility of witnesses being intimidated. It argued that restricting media coverage would enable both the court and prosecution to conduct the proceedings without disruption. However, the defense, led by Medad Lubega Segona, opposed the application, citing constitutional provisions guaranteeing public trials. The defense argued that the restrictions were intended to obstruct justice and prevent the public from knowing what transpires in court. In his ruling, the Grade 1 magistrate said that after considering the relevant law, constitution and other research, the presence of cameras, journalists and live coverage equipment remains subject to the discretion of the presiding judicial officer, who has authority to regulate court proceedings. The magistrate rejected the argument that public access to justice necessarily requires live television coverage, saying members of the public can instead attend the proceedings in person.
Media attendance is subject to court verification by court administration, not as a device of exclusion, but for order, space management and security.
Leader of opposition in Parliament and former journalist Joel Senyonyi has condemned the decision, arguing that it amounts to siding with the prosecution.
That matter began in Kawempe, very problematic. The same has happened here. It's not even good for court. I don't know who advises these courts, because when you tell journalists that you only enter with a piece of paper and a pen to write, don't enter with gadgets. What happens if this journalist does not clearly hear what the judicial officer has said or what the state prosecutor has said because they are scribbling away? And then they misquote you. Who will you blame?
The magistrate also barred defense lawyers from commenting to the media about the case until its conclusion, a decision that has further angered NUP leaders and the defense team.
We are going to reject this decision through lawful means.
Planning to appeal to the Law Council and other avenues of redress.
The court has set September 3rd for a ruling on whether Chivumbi will be granted bail or remain in custody.
Now let's move to coffee. Uganda is turning coffee, one of its biggest export commodities, into a tourism product as the country seeks to capture more value from its growing coffee industry. The Explore Uganda Coffee Tourism Initiative, featuring Hollywood actor and musician Tyrese Gibson, aims to take visitors beyond the cup to experience coffee farms, processing and culture, while using the commodity to strengthen tourism, branding and economic diplomacy.
Actor and musician Tyrese Gibson has arrived in Uganda for a 2-day tour aimed at promoting coffee tourism. Flanked by the Uganda Tourism Board CEO Juliana Kagwa, the message Uganda is taking to the international market is that visitors should not only drink Ugandan coffee, but experience where it's grown, processed and produced. Between June 2025 and May 2026, Uganda exported about 8.660 kilogram bags of coffee, earning roughly 2.3 billion United States dollars. But organizers say the next challenge is not simply producing more coffee, but capturing greater value from every kilogram produced.
Coffee Tourism Kampala is about bringing the coffee culture onto our streets, into our shops, into our offices. So we are working the agencies I've mentioned, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, KCCA, Ministry of Agriculture, and UTB, to press some of the coffee booths you're seeing for us across the city.
The new coffee tourism concept will connect Kampala to coffee farms, the source of the Nile in Jinja, and the Africa Coffee Park in Tungamo, giving visitors an opportunity to experience the journey of Ugandan coffee from cultivation, processing to packaging and consumption.
We shall also be bringing some other initiatives along the coffee value chain. We want to plant some coffee on some of our streets, like Yusufurule Road, where you have a huge aisle on the street. We should replace the flowers with coffee. So we want our visitors to experience coffee when they reach Kampala, in the form of brand, in the form of beverage, and so forth.
The government of Uganda says the initiative also fits into Uganda's economic and commercial diplomacy, using products such as coffee to open new markets, attract visitors, and strengthen international relationships.
The story doesn't stop there, because the coffee industry and the tourism industry, or the two concepts or words put together, they are very key in as far as the creation of jobs and regional development in the country. Regional development in the country because the areas that grow coffee sell it and they earn an income. And therefore, that becomes an income for farmers, youth, women, entrepreneurs, hospitality workers, and communities in coffee growing areas.
Uganda hopes to grow the annual coffee revenues to as much as 5 billion United States dollars by 2030, with coffee tourism contributing to that ambition. Government also expects visitors drawn by the coffee experience to spend on accommodation, transport, restaurants, and other tourism services, creating additional value across the wider tourism economy.
Come and join us, guys.
Some moments are just for you.
Just you.
Flavor with a zest.
Wow, that's amazing.
Every business begins with belief. The belief that tomorrow can be bigger than today. But waiting to be paid should never hold ambition back. With NCBA Working Capital Solutions, unpaid invoices become opportunity. Because some ambitions build more than businesses, they build futures. At NCBA, we bank on belief, empowering ambition with tailored financial solutions built around your business. Whatever your next move, we are here to help you grow. Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ko NCBA Bank, Chigwa Kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank. Go for it.
Mami!
Wanje sabo.
Ugamotia. Oina kachi. Ha. Kagulinzi tekako. Teka kagulinzi. I want everything, eh?
Okay.
Yes. So, when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey! Hemutieni momo. Madam, remove the food. Put more meat. Add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now, these are the fruits of paying your loan is in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial *165*5# to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice?
Yes.
Juice in me.
Color your world.
I'm sick and tired of running after the
Afro Urban presents Kigali Meets Kampala, featuring Rwanda's Mike Kaihura and Uganda's Amasengejje. Live on Saturday 29th August at Motive Bugolobi. Get ready for an unforgettable night of music, culture, and non-stop vibes. Tickets are available now at quicket.co.ug. Powered by Club Pilsner. Refreshingly different.
Excess consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health. Not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
In life, every minute matters. But sometimes, one simple bank errand takes your whole day. Queues, delays, valuable time lost. But now, Pride Bank Edikumuriango. Deposit money, repay loans, and pay bills easily at a quick teller agent near you. No more wasted time, no more stress. With Pride Agency Banking, powered by Quick Teller, your bank is now part of your everyday life.
Pride Kumuriango.
Quick Teller, everyday payments made easy. Pride Bank, your growth is our pride. Pride Bank is regulated and supervised by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
New Tusker Premium Cider. Crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into NBS Live at 9. Now, members of the Committee of Parliament on HIV and AIDS and other matters have called for an urgent overhaul and revival of anti-HIV programs across learning institutions to curb rising infection rates among sexually active youth. The warning follows a field assessment visit to Mbarara, where committee members met with district health officials and leadership delegations representing the Ankole and Chigezi sub-regions.
The Committee of Parliament on HIV, AIDS and related matters spent the better part of the day in Mbarara, engaging district leaders from the Ankole and Chigezi sub-regions on the journey to the end of HIV by 2030. During the engagement that started with a tour of Mbarara Regional Referral Hospital, regional leaders outlined significant challenges in local health delivery systems and presented progress updates regarding community health initiatives.
Members of Parliament and Chairman, these children, many of them were born with HIV. They are of age, this is the age I'm talking about. At that time, they're in schools, boarding schools. So if we're going to reduce this, if we're going to get better, we must improve the HIV care in the schools programming.
Following discussions with officials from across southwestern Uganda, the committee raised alarms over growing laxity in prevention efforts, particularly within schools and tertiary institutions.
Songs were created, praise were created, and other things were created for learners to be aware of what is happening about AIDS and other things. But these days, Songs are not there in schools. Books are outdated. They cannot empathize learners to read through those things about AIDS.
Follow up on that idea of having AIDS, HIV, still on the school syllabus. You make a follow-up urgently because we are short of time to hit our target.
Field evaluations highlighted that young people, especially adolescent girls and young women, remain disproportionately affected by the new transmissions due to gaps in sensitization, behavior guidance, and lack of access to prevention tools like condom use. To reverse the trends, the Parliamentary Committee recommended key strategic interventions to fortify the local health sector that include increased funding, enhanced staffing, and access to new injectable so as to accelerate the rollout of long-acting injectable HIV prevention options.
And currently we are talking about the injectable PrEP, which is given. So it's an injectable drug which is also given to people who are HIV negative.
Feedback brought to you by. In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
The office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
Let's get into feedback, and we'll look at the question first. Government borrows millions to support Mbarara Cancer Institute. What more needs to be done to address Uganda's growing cancer crisis? And we'll get to the feedback there. And who else is there? Samantha Francis, make treatment available at all regional referral hospitals and put in efforts in the NBS so that Ugandans consume standard products. I agree and associate with that message. And regulating toxic agrochemicals used by farmers that poison our foods. And yes. Businessman Amasengejje has told Parliament that clearing his name is more important than the money and property involved in the controversial Temangalo land deal. Appearing before Kosase, Nzai said his reputation is critical to his ability to maintain partnerships with the international organization. His remarks come as the committee considered a proposed settlement in which Nzai would hand over 10 acres to NSSF and refund the value of the remaining 45 acres. Parliament's Committee on Fiscal Infrastructure has recommended the immediate termination of the contracts of Aegis road operations. That's the story we'll do after.
The other important thing, it's not about really 55 acres, 40 acres or 45. It's to clear my name. That's why I came. My integrity, my name is more than properties and money. Because without my name, I'm nothing. I cannot even be partners with international reputable bodies. But because of that, I had to come and clear my name. I'm glad that these people who have been astonishing my name are here. That Amos is a corn man. Temangalo
Maybe, Honorable Mr. Amos, when you say these people, unless you have the names or evidence.
Media. I have given the government 3.5 kilometers. Now they are telling me they want 4 kilometers to build an airport, free of charge. Now you bring me up to talk about 55 acres. I'm happy to do whatever you want. But please clean my name, and I want to request that NSSF, at least they throw a word of saying, Amos is not a thief or a con man.
President Yoweri Museveni has commissioned a gold rolling mill complex at Roofings in Namamve Industrial Park. The facility features modern technology for steel manufacturing and is expected to enhance Uganda's industrial production capacity. Before the commissioning, the president had toured the complex where he was briefed on the advanced technology and production processes incorporated into the new facility.
Speaking at the commissioning of the cold rolling mill complex at Roofings in Namamve Industrial Park, President Yoweri Museveni commended the company for its contribution to Uganda's industrial transformation. He expressed optimism that the new facility will reduce Roofing's reliance on intermediate material imported from Japan.
This factory, which is creating jobs for Ugandans and adding value to the wealth of Uganda, is also empowering Italian companies by buying their products. If the Japanese, who were supplying raw materials to Mr. Alani, if they join him to invest in a local steel industry in East Africa.
Museveni also revealed that government is engaging East African partners to address tariff barriers affecting some Ugandan exports within the region, saying this will help strengthen regional manufacturing.
We shall continue discussing with our East African partners to remove all these tariff and non-tariff barriers. Because this is blindness. Some of our people wanted me to ban rice from Tanzania. I said, why? Oh, Tanzanian rice is cheaper, and they say it is better. Oh, okay. So I can't do that. I told these inefficient producers of rice here.
The Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Sanjay Tana, said the new facility aligns with the industrialization objectives of Uganda's 4th National Development Plan.
Your Excellency, that 10-fold growth strategy stands on 4 pillars: the agro-industrialization, the mining industry, for which we have been discussing here today since morning, tourism, and the 4th sector is science, technology and innovation, of which we have witnessed inside there.
Roofing's Group Chairperson, Dr. Sikandar Lalani, said the company currently produces about 300,000 tons of steel products annually, a figure he expects to increase following the commissioning of the new facility.
For your consistent push towards industrialization, championing regional integration, building the infrastructure this country requires, and advancing our national ambition in mineral value addition.
Roofing's Group Executive Director, Oliver Lalani, said Uganda still has a long way to go in industrial development and called for deeper regional integration through access to larger markets.
Spice up your breakfast with Prestige margarine, easy to spread and fortified with vitamins A, D and E in the original and vanilla flavor, turning everyday moments into quiet indulgence. And now a delightful new experience unfolds. Introducing Prestige Fruity, a luscious fusion of creamy spread and strawberry flavor, bringing everything you love into one simple, delicious layer. No extra spreads, just pure fruity satisfaction in every bite. Prestige margarine, sprayed it, taste it, love it. Available in all shops and supermarkets nationwide. Distributed by Chapa General Enterprises, located at shop number 3, Rafik Building, Chikuwo, Kampala.
Searching for the right investment destination, Kabalega Petro-based Industrial Park is now open for business in Hoima, Uganda. Over 221 plots measuring 536 acres are available for petrochemicals, agro-processing, manufacturing, industrial services, logistics, warehousing, ICT, hospitality, commercial and residential. Don't let this opportunity pass you. Visit the KIP Investor Portal at kip.unok.com KibaLega.com, discover the various investment opportunities and project updates, create an account, and book a site visit at KIP. KibaLega Petro-based Industrial Park is open for business. Invest in KIP, invest in Uganda.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Welcome back, and now let's get to business. Young agroecology entrepreneurs from across Africa are calling for easier access to financing, land and product certification, saying high collateral requirements, costly standards and bureaucratic procedures are limiting the growth of their businesses. The call was made during the Africa Regional Youth Summit on Agroecology Business in Kampala, where young entrepreneurs are sharing experiences and discussing barriers to expanding their businesses and participating in agriculture policy.
Speaking during the engagement, Chief Executive Officer of Mark B. Honey Harvest Company Limited, Daphne Mpedi, said young people are increasingly interested in agriculture and bringing innovations into the sector, but inadequate financing, limited access to land, and bureaucratic procedures continue to constrain their participation.
And that is where we are calling up the government for support to be able to come, support us, see how they can maybe digitalize some of these processes, URA, URSP, NBS, and how can it be accessible for young people, not only those in Kampala or those that can access the modern technology.
Head of Programs at the Pelham Association Regional Secretariat, Medias Bihonira, called for patient and impact finance models that can enable young entrepreneurs to expand without relying entirely on conventional collateral requirements.
Then the other aspect that is still hindering them is the aspect of certification. The certification standards are still very high for them, but also they need a lot of capital to meet some of those standards.
Youth are often consulted in decision making, but they don't make the decision themselves. They are often consulted, but rarely make decisions. This is coming up. The other issue coming up in this conversation is that the youth lack the capital that can help them to nurture their business growth.
Francis Toya, a Kenyan youth entrepreneur, called on African governments to establish a common certification mechanism to make it easier for locally produced goods to move across borders.
I think it is a call for the African leaders to come together. Let us have just one document that will give us a mandate and authority to move our products from where we are. We need to be in Africa. We want to make Africa glory again. But the restriction being, now you cannot move with the products. You just go as a person. A lot of visa, a lot of communications, that certification thing not come to an end.
The summit is also focusing on youth participation in the implementation of the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, the African Union Framework for Agricultural Development.
Mami! Wanje sabo. Ukamotia. Oina kachi. Ha. Kagulini ziteka ko. Teka kagulini. I want everything, eh? Okay. Yes. So, when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey! Hemutieni momo. Madam, remove the food. Put more meat. Add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now, these are the fruits of paying your loans in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial *165*5# to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice? Yes. Juice in me.
Hey travelers, are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
Sometimes escape begins above the clouds, where peace waits beneath the trees. Here, nature invites you to breathe, to reconnect, to feel alive again. Where warm welcomes feel as natural as the forest around you. A sanctuary designed for comfort. And moments made to flow effortlessly. Forest Resort Louise, where nature welcomes you home.
NBS Live at 9 has definitely come to its logical conclusion.
Absolutely. It's a Tuesday.
It is a
and
Tuesday.
You know what time it is?
Striped Tuesday.
Striped Tuesday, is that what you want to call it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
What's the name of this color?
I don't know. I think great minds think alike at this
That's
point.
the name of the color.
Burgundy.
I think a lot of lipstick comes in this color.
Yes, most probably. But it is a Tuesday, which means barometer is coming up tonight.
Akasa Meme and Adam Kungu.
Wajimwa Mikasomba.
Sebo jebale.
Sebo tukola.
Wiki ebaddemu ebintu bingi. Naddala omayaka akadde tekafa kamu ku kyalo. So obukadde bwafudde Bungereza eyo kamu.
Waliwo bwasimatuse.
Waliwo akasimatuse. Naye kyekijja ku barometa.
Tugenda kubanga tunulira olutalo ku nguzi mu ggwanga. Tulaba ababaka ba Parliament nga kino bakikwasiza maanyi. Twagala tulabe bye bali mu kukola bigattako bitoolako.
Nayagala dde okubuuza lwaki Kasumba abba ssente n'azimba apatimenti ne zifuna abakola ku sayiti n'abazipangisa?
Demutulye?
Kasumba abba ssente ne balanga nti yabbye ensi yonna n'emanya n'agenda azimba apatimenti ku sayiti ne kufunako abakozi bwe ziggwa n'afuna n'abapangisa ate nga abo bonna tebaagala babbi.
Well, kati nkuddemu ki? Kazi gye tutandikire awo.
Twali batulina ba prosecutor 516 naye mu bitabo byabwe bayinamu 428. Katubabuuziza nti abaana ba prosecutor abalala baliwa ate nga buli mwaka babeera mu parliament twagala kurutinga.
Parliament ye 12 eyingidde omwezi ogw'okunanga etojjera.
The entity is on oxygen.
Emirimu gyayo mingi gitambulira nnyo mu bukiiko era obwo obukulembera ab'oludda oluvuganya gavumenti bwegiriisa.
That this committee shall accordingly issue summons to Uganda Airline to appear before the committee on Thursday at 8 a.m.
Cannot interface with these people, and you think you are going to be the one handling the matter alone. You are supposed to be at the committee.
When I rule, you contact the clerk.
Okuva ku biragiro ebiyisibwa ebibuuzo eby'omugirano n'okwambalaganira mu lwatu entambuza y'emirimu bukiiko buno etandise okubaako ebibuuzo.
Mr. Chair, I am insisting, can you direct the clerk to give members copies of what we are handling? Otherwise, we cannot move like this in this
Honorable Sewungu, I don't know what is your interest.
Naye obukiiko buno bukutte ku kinyusi ky'enguzi.
Ogula system gye bayita Procamis. System ng'egenda kuyambako okuddukanya emirimu naye okuva le yaggulwa biliyoni 417 nakati tekola.
Mulimu ebitongole ebimu ebinoonyereza ku misango. Mulimu abantu kinoomu nabo bali enguzi. Kati oli bw'abanga bye biliyoni 5 n'amuwaako mu ripooti ajja gitta. Ne minisita n'ogisaba n'otagifuna.
Bino n'ebigambibwa nti Pulezidenti Yoweri Museveni asonye yali Speaker Anita Among ye mmanso ku Barometa Akasammeeme.
Government singa ebadde eyagala nnyo okulwanyisa enguzi yandibadde egenda nga China bwe yakola obeeza ensi zeegoberera nti omuntu yenna gwe bakwata nga mukozi wa gavumenti ng'olidde enguzi bakusiba mayisa oba bakuwanika kalabba. Naye n'enguzi ey'okubeera awo ey'okwogerako obwogezi bantu mubakwate ate mubataate.
You have it here? Yes. Let me look at it.
Toseguka etandise.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. CBO tia atulaba ku NBS television webale josobodde okutuusaako engalo olunaku olwaleero ennaku z'omwezi 25 mwezi gwa 8 mwaka 2026 omwezi gwa 8 mwaka 2026 Barometa Akasammeeme ye program Adam Kungu Gigange olunaku olwaleero essira tugenda kuliteeka ku mirimu gy'obukiiko bwa Parliament obwa accountability obukulemberwa abannaffe abali ku oluvuganya gavumenti ngeri gye bakolamu emirimu gyabwe nga bwe tulabye ebbanga ettono eriyise mu kulwanyisa n'okufutiza obulyake mu ggwanga tulaba okusingira ddala akakiiko